Hey folks, I'm Tom Moore with Remax Nova here in Halifax. Today we're going to be going over the true cost of living here in Halifax. And if you stay tuned at the end, I'm also going to give you a bit more of a personal perspective on kind of what my day-to-day is as well. So stay tuned and we'll get right to it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to reference the website Numbio to give you some perspective on kind of what your costs will be as you move here. So let's dive into it. For the family of four, the estimated costs are going to be around $4,400. That's without rent. So that's transportation, food, maybe childcare, a whole bunch of that stuff. So that's kind of what you can expect there. For a single person, again, without rent, you're looking at about $1,300, and that's going to again cover transportation, food, living costs, maybe a meal or two here or there. On a national scale, when we're comparing to larger cities like Toronto, although our rent has kicked up quite significantly over the last couple of years, just because we've had more people move to the province, we're still seeing about a 30% under the Toronto benchmark of what it actually costs to rent a place in Halifax, in the relative neighborhoods, compared to what you'd find in Toronto. So moving into kind of the fun stuff, as I like to call it, so restaurants, stuff like that, you're gonna run on average at an inexpensive restaurant about $20 per person. Now, something you gotta keep in mind out here, like the rest of the country, is we do have a tipping culture, so you're gonna probably pay an extra 15% depending on the meal. You know, you might be able to find something for about 18 bucks. Then you got to tack on tax, which is 15%, and then usually you're going to put another 15% on top of that for tipping the waiter. So that's all things you need to take into account. McDonald's here, just comparing to wherever you are, it's about 12 bucks. A domestic beer at a dive bar, you can find it for about 5 bucks. But if you go somewhere downtown, you're going to probably find a beer for about $8, sometimes $9, right? So it varies pretty widely there. A cappuccino is $4.88, so basically 5 bucks. You know, you go to a coffee shop here, you're gonna probably be able to find a coffee for medium coffee, $2.70, something along those lines. Hey folks, sorry to interrupt, but if you're liking this video, please be sure to subscribe, leave a like, and comment below if you have input. If you're from Halifax or anywhere in the Maritimes and you have a certain aspect that you found is more expensive when moving here from another place, or maybe you just find it's more expensive in general. All this really helps me reach other people that are interested in purchasing properties in Halifax or Nova Scotia, as well as potential sellers. So that really helps me out, and it lets me know that I'm creating content that you enjoy. Now, when we get to like the markets, so the grocery store, this is probably, you know, geared to everybody who grocery shops. We still live in a small enough town where a lot of people will cook their meals. It's not like you're going out for dinner every day, although the numbers, quite frankly, are starting to, you know, line up a little bit in that sense. Just as, again, the cost of inflation, cost of goods on average is going up quite significantly. So milk for 1 liter, we're running around $2.35. A loaf of fresh white bread, so from the Sobeys or the superstore, is about 3 bucks. Eggs for 12 is about $4.50. Got chicken fillet, so you know, about a kilogram of chicken fillet is $15. You can find, you know, chicken for 2 for about 10 bucks in a package here. Banana, 1 kilo is $2.20. We've got 1 head of lettuce for $3.47. That seems a little bit high, quite frankly. You know, I would say that lettuce you're gonna run maybe 3 bucks. You can get the big packages for usually like 6 bucks too. They'll come with like 3 heads or whatever. Domestic bottle of wine is mid-range is 20 bucks. Yeah, that seems legit. Domestic beer, which is 0.5 liter bottle, $3.69. Yeah, and you can get tall boys are running you around, yeah, $3.70. So if you get a cheaper tall boy like a Labatt Blue, it's gonna run you around $3.60. And then, you know, with the craft beers, I mean, they can go up to like 7 bucks each if you really want to. But you know, you go to the liquor store, you buy 1 tall boy. On the cheaper side, it's about $3.70, and then you can, most of them are around 4 bucks, right? pack of cigarettes, 20 for Marlboro. I don't know if you can even get those. About 19 bucks. So yeah, cigs will run you back. Transportation, a one-way ticket for our local transportation, so Metro Transit, basically the bus or the ferry, is $2.75, and again, you can get whatever transfers there, so it's, you know, it's for one whole ride, even if you have to get off buses. The monthly pass is $82.50. Taxis, you know, whatever. Taxis, it's going to depend on how far you're going. If you get a casino taxi or yellow cab, it starts at $3.75. Gas right now, it's moving, but it's, I mean, right now I think it's around $1.90, a little bit higher than that. So that's for 1 liter of gas. Internet's gonna run you around $100 a month. There's one provider citywide that's a little bit cheaper. I heard somebody on the radio say they have it for 60 bucks a month, and they run off Eastlink, which is a big telecom company out here in the Atlantic provinces, especially in Nova Scotia where it was founded. It's basically Eastlink and Bell are the two big telecom companies, and then citywide runs off of the Eastlink wires basically, and I think they're the cheapest option at around $60. A movie, an international release movie, 15 bucks. Preschool or daycare, I found numbers in the $900 range. Now I know that's changing with the government in terms of how they're restructuring childcare, but the number I found was about $9. So rent per month, go through these a little slower, and again, you know, these numbers are going to differ based on what you want in your apartment, right? So apartment, 1 bedroom in the city center is $1,600. That seems legit. That'd get you a decent spot. Apartment, 1 bedroom outside of the city center is $1,300. So that would also probably be, you know, fully renovated place outside of the city center, maybe in Dartmouth, Clayton Park, something like that, or even Stratford. Within 10-minute drive of the city, I'd say, maybe 15. Apartment, 3 bedrooms in the city center, $2,500. Apartment, 3 bedrooms outside of the city center, $1,900. Okay, so again, it looks like these numbers are matching up with, you know, relatively nice apartments. You're not getting crappy apartments for this price range. And when they speak of outside the city center, they're talking about, you know, within 50. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed this video on the true cost of living in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Once again, I'm Tom Moore. I work with Remax Nova in town. And if you're interested, I'll be shipping out another one of these videos next week. So tune into that. Other than that, have a great week.